Well, good evening, everybody. Here we are again. As if you haven't had enough of me all day today. I didn't want to sort of let you down and not sort of continue with our Friday sessions. I know how much you look forward to them. So, yeah, lucky you, eh? Challenge or not. I didn't want to sort of spoil it. I've been home about 15 minutes. So, I got everything out of the car and thought, oh, I did sketch out that tile earlier. Where is it? And I have no idea. So I am going to do the tile. It's in my head, so we're okay. But if I sort of think, oh, what was I doing there? Then please don't worry about it. It is planned. It's just been planned and it's not in front of me, so we'll go for it. As you can see, I've changed the shape of the tile a little bit. I've used my die out of the squares die cut, so I've got this sort of octagon kind of shape. So I thought we'd try something a bit different. And the colour tile as well, if you're looking at that and you think, oh, that's not quite the colour I've got. This is from one of the limited edition colours that I did a while back. So please feel free, use whatever you've got. It really doesn't matter. And I figured actually, being that I'd got remember my pink pen from the show today? I thought I'd use that. And I've got quite a snazzy purple one as well. So I thought I'm going to go with a little bit more vibrancy, a bit of different colours. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. And hello, everybody. Thank you ever so much for watching. And I was absolutely blown away by how many people posted pictures. And, well, the fact that they actually showed them, which was wonderful. So, brilliant. I'm ever so glad. Thank you ever so much. I do appreciate it. So, okay, here we go then. Deep breath. Oh, what else do I have? Of course. Being that... we are tangling. I've got my regular pencil. I've got a tortillon. I've got a white pencil just in case, and that's because obviously I'm working on a coloured tile. And that's about it. I'm going to sort of stick with the basics. I could bring pencils in, but we'll see how we go, shall we? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start straight in with the purple pen. All right, it's the 01, just as the rest of them. There you go, look, 01. But it's definitely purple. Now it's going to just come across a little bit different today. I know, Linda, I've been busy. There. Oh, I'm sorry, Vivian. It's really difficult, I suppose, because I don't have any say over that or what goes on. So it's a tricky one, but I'm sure it was fabulous. Post it on my page. We'll love it. Okay. So as I said then, here we go, straight in with a pen. And as you can see, yeah, it is purple, but it looks still looks a bit black, doesn't it? So I'm just sketching out a bit of an orb. Let's go with orbs today rather than bubbles. It's a large bubble. Orb. Okay. I'm going to go a little bit larger. Go on. Oh, hey, Karen. First time watching live. Hey, welcome to the mad party. All right, here we go. So we've done this little orb type shape or large bubble, whatever you want to say it is. So sort of at the 12 o'clock point, I'm gonna add in this sort of curve here and a bit of a curve here too. Okay. So far, so good. Oh, thank you, Maureen. Appreciate that. There's the boat stencils, the ship, they're lovely and they're so sweet, and you can get them onto tiles as well, which I quite like. Okay, so I've done exactly the same thing, sort of opposite. Okay, let's turn it round. And here we go again. I'm going to do the same shape there. I'll say same shape. They're never the same. They're slightly different, but similar. Okay, and the same there. Alright, see, everything's not such a challenge, is it? Everything's so simple today. I'm giving you an easy one. Okay, let's try it this way. It's fine, don't you panic. And I do reckon you could probably sort of tangle along with this one. It's not going to be too taxing. Alright, oh, look at me in shadows. I don't do the bunny rabbit shadow, no. It's because I've got to have the light on. It's a little bit dark here. All right. And then there too. hi Jenny. Yeah, hi and bye. Okay, let's come down a little bit then, so you can see where I'm at with this one. I've got my shape going around. It's not in the middle. I mean, it doesn't matter where you sort of start with this. So, oh, Karen, that sounds like a plan. Absolutely, go for it. Oh, do you notice the board? Oh, it's got nothing on it. I know. It's going to make me do something, isn't it? All right. So, here we go. Deep breath. Whew. It's all good. So, let's go with this one first. So, I'm going to actually follow this round. I've got to try and remember now what I did. All right. Follow it round. I'm going to go with this and we'll see how it works. Around and then back in on itself. See, it's sort of a funny sort of droplet shape. And let's come back down. Oh, it's a bit different. And down to there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Joanne, books 1, 2 and 3. If the stock's low, I can get some more sorted. Don't worry about it. Oh, it's lovely to see all these nice faces. And when I say faces, yeah, sort of see little pictures. It's great. Okay, so we've got this sort of funny little like shape with a little bobble on the end there. Okay. And then let's turn it round. And I'm going to sort of say repeat the same sort of thing here. I'm going to follow that one up. See, I'm following the line. But this time I'm going to do it a little bit smaller because obviously I don't have as much room there. So let's sort of bring that up and round. And then all the way back down to there. Okay. Oh, thank you. I shall pass on your birthday wishes to my little 1-year-old pup. He's not a pup anymore, is he? He's a grown up. He'll always be my baby. Yes, he's already been up having a whinge. He wanted to know why I'm here and not fussing him. There we are. So, all the way back down. No rush with this. Nice and easy. Okay. And just remember, you know, as we go, take a deep breath. I can remember doing classes and saying to people, no, don't forget to breathe. And it's the same thing, isn't it? You just need to make sure you're breathing in and out nice and slowly. There's no rush at all. There we are. Okay. The next one. And again, I'm just going to follow that line. And this time I've got a bit more space. So I'm going to sort of come in and fill it, make it a little bit larger. But then, of course, I'm going to come back down. See, it's getting a little bit narrower. I'm coming to rest back where that little orb is. All right. And then let's turn it again. And again, follow that line around. Now, we could just start from there, couldn't we? And we could just say, all right, I'm just going to do this. But if you follow the curve, it starts you off on a path. And it actually just gives you, I think anyway, it gives you a better flow around that curve and into that shape. There we go. Into there. Okay. Hello, Joyce. Hello, everybody. I do apologise. I don't go around as, you know, and mention all the names. We'd be here forever, wouldn't we? We just want to get on and tangle. But I do appreciate you joining me. I know it's 5:30 on a Friday evening. So, it just set us off for the weekend, won't it? Alright. Next one. Same again. Look, I'm just sort of following it. And then around. And then that little bobble on the end there. And then an aura back to that side. Okay. Just going to zoom now. Let's have a look at that, where we're at so far. Okay. So we've got this lovely sort of curve kind of thing going. All right. I know, Nadia, I think it might be a glass of wine tonight. Depends what we've got in for tea, I suppose. We might be having crackers and cheese. Not been shopping yet. Not even order. Well, we order it, to be fair. So, oh yeah, I suppose so. Okay, so I'm going to come in a little bit larger here, just so you can see what I'm doing for a moment, and then we can pull out a bit and see where I go. So you see, we've done this lovely little shape here, and then we've got this side that's not really got anything. So I'm going to follow the curve again, going underneath what I've already drawn there, and come sort of outwards, and then up, and then creating that lovely little shape there at the top. It might feel a little bit weird because it's going sort of in the opposite direction, but yeah, it does the job. Yes, Maureen, it was 3 o'clock this morning I was up. Yes, but it was worth it. It was all right. It is a bit of an early start because you do have to be there 2 hours before the show, and yeah, it's a 2-hour drive. A bit longer coming home tonight, but there we go. Oh, Joyce, I don't know, did they sell out? If they have, please don't panic. We do make them ourselves, so I'll get some more sorted. Leslie, where are you? Leslie runs my machines. We'll get some more sorted and I'll get them on the site for you. Same with the ships. I know not everybody, likes to buy from the shopping channel, so I will put them on a little bit later tonight. Oh, hey, Lindsay. Right, so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm following this line around again. It's going underneath. And I'm not trying to create the same pattern at all. I'm just adding one of these little critters in and just letting it loose a little bit, really. She is, Maureen. Yes, she is. Did you see her work today? It's really different, something a bit unusual that I quite like. She was really nervous, so I think she's done a great job. All right. And see, I've got a little bit more space to play with, so let's sort of free it up a little bit. There we go. So that's going to go underneath there. And a bit round there. And down and along. Okay. And then. Oh, I don't know, Hannah. I hope you've recorded the show that I tried to sort of do the basics, really, just getting that technique in. Have a look back at that. What I will do, I'll have a chat with Marie about doing a session on it on a Monday as well. I think sometimes it is nice to see how somebody else does it, just to give it a little bit of a different perspective. All right, let's have a look at this then. Where are we at? Okay, so it's a little bit organic, that, isn't it? It's really nice, really pretty, and it's just lovely how it sort of all takes off a little bit, doesn't it? And there's nothing stopping us putting another one of these little petal shapes in and repeating the same thing, maybe with a different colour pen. But for our tile today, we're not going to do that. We're going to add a few other different bits and pieces in there. Okay, so I'm going to look for, let's have a look. I'm going to look for a bit of a space that I quite like the look of. This one here, maybe. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Anne-Marie. You know, they've worked really hard, and it's the first time that they've actually, done a show and put samples out. So I'm really proud of them, what they've done. They've done a great job of showing us what we can do with these things. Okay. All that. Okay. And then I'm going to add another little line. There we go. Now, of course, you can do this in any of the spaces. You don't have to do it in the same one as me. So see, I'm working this way sort of thing. And then let's go up and round. Now, we've done a few of these sort of petal shapes now. So if you wanted to do the one we did the other day with a sort of zigzaggy pattern on, that's absolutely fine. But I'm just going to go with that one today, I think. Let's have a couple of lines in there. There we go. All right. Oh, Sue, I know. I'll have a drink of wine for you. Oh no, Joyce. I I did everything I needed to do today, so that's it. I'm back home now. So there we go. So a little bit of a flower in there. Okay. Oh, that's great, James. Thank you for ordering anyway. Yeah, it's all nice, isn't it? It's just having a bit of a tangle day. It's great. It's like being back in a daily workshop. Okay, so I'm going to do another one of those, but again, I'm not going to sort of go into every little line. I'm going to pick and choose where I do them. So I'm going to go with one here. So that's sort of part of the little bubble or the orb that I'm going to do. And then I'm going to add that line as before. And then from that centre, up and around. You see, and back down, up and around. Actually, yeah, let's have that going underneath there. So you're just going to see that little bit, I think. And the same here. All right. Okay. See, being that I've done that, then I might actually make that a little bit. Let's have a look. I might add a few more on there, you know, just so it looks real, because otherwise it looks like it finished and didn't go anywhere. There we go. So the same shape, but I've just followed it, I've extended it a little bit and gone round there. Okay. Alright, let's have another one in there. I think I'm going to go here, because you don't have to start from that middle point. I'm going to actually put one in here. So let's have another little bubble. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Yeah, it's sometimes I think you don't get the time to cover and do everything. And I know you out there, you're doing a great job with all your cards and your pictures, and I just wanted to get some techniques in. So that's the way I went with it. So I mean, if there's anything you're stuck on, you know, just ask and we'll do our best to help you out. But it was, yeah, that was what I was. Or pink micron pen, Pat. If you have a look at, there's a website called Cult Pens. They do different colours. Because I've got like orange as well, and you can get reds and blues and all sorts of greens, all sorts of things. It's worth having a look at. Yeah, I think I'm going to add another one, but if I do that, it's sort of the opposite. So I'm going to, on purpose, choose this space here. So I really don't want it to be sort of a symmetrical. I want it to just, you know, do its own thing. Really, we're just, you know, experimenting. But that one, I'm going to keep it behind there. I'm not going to pull that out or anything. That one's going to look like it's just going in there. I can do that. I've got artistic license. There we go. All right. Oh, did you, Vivian? Or maybe they do on Amazon as well. It's worth checking out both, I suppose. You know, just see which one offers the better deal. They do actually do now a blue-black. Oh, and the browns are nice. You can get brown or sepia. Now I find the sepia is a little bit dark, but their brown is what Sanntangle themselves use, that pen. There we go. So I've added another one in there. Camellia file liner size. I think there are 3. They're not too. I don't have them actually. Do I have them here? Another second. Just so happens that I have them here. Just give me 1 second. I can have a look. Here we go. Okay. So the chameleon fine liners. There we go. So that I would say, if I'm looking at, yes, it's 0.3. So there's my, what's that one? That's a 0.1. That's what I'm working on. And then that one, look, is a 0.3. So it's a little bit wider, but they're quite good. They're quite narrow, so it's pretty good. There you go. All right. So, okay. So we've got some of these flowers going off. Let's just sort of go into one a little bit more. Okay. And I'm going to just add a little dot in there. And let's just go around. And add a little swirl in there. There we go. I'm not going to add it, you know, I'm not going to fill the whole space. And let's add another one. Little dot first. Now, again, it's about the process, isn't it? So I could have just drawn the swirl and ignored the little dot. But I think I quite like doing those because it grounds it, and it's like saying, yes, I'm here and I'm going to draw in this space. So it's nice. Oh, yeah, chalk pencils. I've got a few here. Sakura Do one, which I've been trying out. That's really nice, and it's quite a long. What's a pencil size? I've got one here that's, is it a koi? Yeah, Kohinoor. That's quite a nice soft one as well. Margarita put me onto those, actually. Get them from Amazon. And then, of course, you've got the traditional Sanntangle chalk pencil, which I don't even have here. It's in my bag. And then you've got the chalk pastels, you know, the Brunzeel. They're quite nice as well. They work nicely. But no, I know what you mean. If you just use a regular white pencil, it's not going to do it. You need the chalk pastel. You need that chalkiness about it. Okay. Oh gosh, we're full of information today, aren't I? Alright, bring it on. That's good. I'll probably crash later. There we are. Let's have a few of those sort of sticking out there. Alright. Got a little tiny one there. Okay, so you see how that's sort of forming there? So let's just bring a few in here. I'm not trying to fill the space. I'm just giving it a little bit of sort of variety, really. There we go. Alright, and then a little bit more. Okay, always putting that dot in first. Just makes life a little bit easier. It sets you up. Okay. I'm just going to put one down here, I think. There we go. Let's have a look at that. Alright, so again, I'm going to just sort of do the same sort of thing, and I'm just going to add a few of those little swirls in that area where those little flowers are now. But I'm not trying to join them up, and I'm not trying to fill the space. I'm just putting a few in just to sort of give it a little bit of a sprinkle. Alright. Okay. Oh, Denise, sorry, have I explained something there? Yeah, it is. You do need the chalk pastel. Otherwise, the white pencil doesn't sort of do the job as much. Let's have another one there. Look. Okay. And then, of course, just turning it round. I've got this bit here. I'm just going to add a few into that as well. Okay. Just a couple. One out there. There we go. And let's put one up here. Alright. Okay, so we're on our way then. I'm going to let's go into the middle a little bit now. And I'm going to have a look at these sort of spaces. So let's see how we're going to do this. I'm going to sort of add in a couple of curved lines. See? There we go. And I'm going to fill that one in, and then space, and then fill that one in, and then a space. There we go. Let's do the same along here. Now again, don't worry about counting and getting them all the same. Just go on and add those little curves in and just fill them in. Okay. Now, some of you might be looking ahead and thinking, do you know what, you've already drawn in some. And I know. I don't care, it's fine. I've got two choices really. I can leave them as they are and just have them a little bit different. Or I can actually go, I can go over them. Let's see what I feel when I get there. So in we go then with those colours. Just enjoying filling that in, and it's a little bit different because it's on a very pale pink, and it's just giving it a little bit of a difference, it's not the same as working on the white or the cartridge paper ones. Must admit that if you're going to use like watercolours, you definitely want to be using the cartridge tiles. They work better on those. Alright, so here goes. Look, let's add a stripe in there. Alright, so that means that I've done the bottom one with all of them. I'm going to do that. So you can still see what's going on underneath. But there we go, over the top. Alright. And again, same sort of thing. There we are. Just going to fill in that little section. You see, by filling some of it in, we're getting a little bit of sort of drama coming off now, aren't we? And it's just starting to sort of come to shape a little bit, and we're getting different depths and things. So Pat's been ordering again. There we are. Alright, so again, you know, being that this is a purple pen, it still looks quite black, doesn't it? But that's really quite nice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change up now. I'm going to go with my purple and I'm going to bring in my pink one. Okay. So here we go. Looking at the gaps again. So yeah, I've got a bit of a gap here. So let's sort of pick that up. And let's go in, and I'm just going to add in sort of that kind of, almost that same kind of shape, but I'm going to come back in on itself. It's almost like a little bent teardroppy type shape, or a paisley. I know Pat's like a ninja when it comes to shopping. It's very impressive. Okay, that one's going to go under there, look. And let's have another one in there. Alright. And I'm just going to come in there and add in another little loop in the middle. You see? There we go. Maybe little dots on the top. You see how you can just build, just add extra little bits in there. Okay. So let's turn it around a bit, and I'm going to add a couple in there. I know, it's lovely, isn't it? It just sort of lends itself well to working with curves. So, you see, what do you do here? Do you do the heart shape? I'm going to go bigger. I'm going to go bigger, look, and bring it back in on itself. There we go, have one there, look. And yeah, I'm going to extend that one into there, you see? Okay, so there's no set pattern or amount that you've got to do here. It's just sort of do a few in and how you feel with it. Again, little dot. A bigger and a little one there. There we go. Alright, let's have a look at that. You see? Okay, so I quite like that pink. It makes that look a little bit more purple, I suppose. It's quite nice. So here we go. So doing a teardrop in here, I'm going to sort of imagine that it's, let's go this way actually. It's going to go underneath there, look. Just to sort of get that shape in. You actually, Joyce, the PNs stand for plastic nib. So they're exactly the same colours. It's just the nib's different. It's more like, how can I explain it? It's more like that kind of nib. Whereas see, I'm using that kind of nib. So they're yeah, that's what the PN is. Alright, back in with these. There we go. Alright, same little loops, little dot, tiny dot, little dot, tiny dot, little dot, tiny dot. Okay. Let's have a few in here. There's something so really satisfying about doing those curves. I know not everybody's into doing their curves and things, but I quite like them. I think they work really well. There we go, little dots on there as well. Alright. Okay. So of course, yeah, Vivian, do you know what they do work? And I must admit, when I first tried one, I was a little bit sceptical of the plastic nib, but I must admit, actually, they do work quite nice, and they do last. Alright, I'm just filling the area. Actually, I'm going to fill in, because that one's like a full space, I'm going to fill it in with bubbles. There we go. Alright, and let's just add a few dotting around, see? Oh, I do apologise, I'm going off, so there you. To be honest, the nib's not particularly bigger. It's you just think it's going to be, but it's not really. You can still get the fine lines. Of course, if you sort of compare it to a 0-2, if you're comparing it to a 1 or a 0-0-5, then yeah, it's going to be a bit bigger. But it's not bad at all. It really isn't. They're not bad at all. Okay, see, I've actually filled the space in there, but then I've sort of petered off a little bit. Oh, Julie, yeah, it is that one. It is lovely. Actually, I wonder if I have one in my pencil case. I'm sure I spotted it earlier. Let's have a look. See. Oh, here we go. I do have, yes. Just give me 1 second. Alright, so here we go. Oh, it's just out a little bit. So here's my regular. This is a 0-1. I know it's pink. You see, I've got that kind of line. And this is the PN, and it's a, look, it says PN on it, and it's a blue-black. So you're getting a very, very similar line. And I can actually make it just a touch thicker, but that's pressing on. But if I was to press on with a regular micron, then I'd end up damaging the nib, which I don't want to do. So you can work, you can work pretty fine within them. See? There we go. If that answers your question. Okay, I'm just going to move that out of the way. It doesn't want to go. So here we go. Back in with this pink, and I was filling in bubbles. Here we go. So I'm just filling in those spaces there. Now, because this is an enclosed area, I'm going to do the same sort of thing, and I'm going to fill it. But you see here where I can sort of come out a little bit. I'm just going to fill a bit, and then peter off with a few bubbles there. And then the same round here. Let me go and a few in there. Alright, so moving to this one. And again, that's an enclosed area, so cover it. But here it sort of almost wants to let loose, doesn't it? So let's fill in that area. There we go. And just peter off as we're going along. Alright, let's have a look at that so far then. Alright, hey, look at that. The pink in there has made a real difference, hasn't it? It's really nice. You've got to be careful of, I suppose, how much pink do you put in compared to how much the purple do you use. That's the sort of thing. Do I want to overpower it with this particular colour, or do I want to go back and use the purpley shade? So that's something that you have to sort of think about as you're going. And as you can see, I've got these sort of patterns in here. Do I want 4 or do I want 5? I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers, haven't I? So let's find a small space. There we go. So just like this bit here, maybe, just to sort of break it up a little bit. I'm trying to be random without planning, but of course you need a little bit of planning. And if we go, all even numbers, then it's going to look a little bit odd. So there, it didn't take too long at all, did it? Let's put some of those in. Okay. So that's where we're at the minute. I'd still go with the 01 on it. The 05 is going to be a little bit thick for draw, unless you're going to use them to colour. That's the thing. If you're tangling with them, you want the finers. Okay, I'm going to go back to my purple now, and I'm going to sort of move in a little bit, and I'm going to focus on some of these. Let's have a look. Some of these areas where I've got sort of like, you see where you've got little bits that form a little sort of a cross section maybe. So let's pull out a line from there. Okay, I'm going to go a bit larger now. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Barbara. It seems to be working, doesn't it? Ooh. All right, little lobe on the end. Okay, bubble. And then I'm going to add one of those lovely little sort of petal kind of shapes there. And the same that side. Alright, that's really sweet, isn't it? Let's have another line coming off that one. Add that little bubble on the end. Yeah, and again, kind of little line there, that little line there. So let's add another one. Little bubble. There's that little sort of petal shape, and the same that side. Alright, I'm going to have another one here. So it's looking like this is going all the way down, see? And then a little one, bubble. Let's have some lines there. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, so let's sort of throw a few more of those in, shall we? Let's have one coming out here. Okay, there's that little bubble again. And then there we go. A couple of those. And then again, I'm going to go straight over that bubble because I can. There we are. And I'm actually going to leave that as a 2, I think. Oh, thank you, Glynis. Yeah, I did have a good show. I particularly enjoyed working with Dave today. I think he had a bit of a light bulb moment where he suddenly thought, do you know what? I want to give this a go. I'm ever so proud of him. He has had one of the ships, and he had a pencil and a tortillon, so he can make a start. So it'll be interesting to see if he posts anything he's done. That'd be great. All right, let's have another look round here. Got a bit of a gap here, haven't I? Let's have one coming out of here. I've got plans for that, be fine. There we go. There's lovely little sort of extra shapes there. Let's have one there. Okay. Yeah, Kath, it is. And do you know what, actually, I think what it was, it's I was inspired by the James Blunt song. I don't know if you watched the tile last Friday where we did the words around the ship, and that's what sort of set it all off. Set it off. That's what set it all off. Really, it was just some lyrics, just a line of lyrics out of a song that I listened to when I'm in the car, and I thought it was just lovely. And it was just one of those things that I thought, you know what, I'm inspired by that. Okay, so you see where I said I'd got that large gap? Let's address that, and I'm going to come up and out and actually put a curl in there. Now, again, I don't know if you recall the other day we did this kind of pattern. We thickened up some areas of that little spiral, not all, just a few of the areas. You see? I know, so we don't know what we're having yet. So there we've got another curl coming off, and again, just going to thicken up some of those areas. There we go. Just add in some of that. I'm liking this purple. And then again, I'm just going to add one here. I'm not going to go too far. I'm going to change the shape a little bit there. Right, and there we go. And a little bit thicker there. This is great, you know, if you've actually done one of these swirls and you find that your line's not as sort of good, you know, good as you would have wanted it to be, then it's great to sort of add that as a fill in. And so see, if you do something that's not quite as curvy, you can go in and change the shape a little bit, so you can almost, you know, revive it. There we go. All right. Oh, thank you, Julie. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did. I think sometimes 7:30's really early, and I think you've just got to get going with it. You know, it's a tricky one to do. That is. But if you braved it and you actually got up with me to watch that, thank you. Appreciate it. Right, so I've got this curl hiding there. Oh, Janet, yeah, the Christmas sets, they're just lovely and they work so well together too. So it's nice to have the the two together. There we are. Let's have another one. Just going to do that. I think I'm going to come in here. There we go. And then let's thicken that area up. Okay. We're getting quite a pattern here. Let's have a look. So that's working quite nice, and I quite like just that small amount of pink. I think it might have been a little bit too much if I'd have added that everywhere. So here we go. Again, it's about whatever you think, isn't it? I mean, if you sort of think, well, actually I prefer the pink and I want to use that more than the purple, then by all means, that's absolutely fine. It's your tile, you do what you want to do. There we are. So we've got a little one there. Oh, was it relaxed? I wasn't relaxed in the morning. No, I was actually. It was all right. It's quite a nice drive actually at that time in the morning. Okay. You see, these are quite sort of heavy, aren't they? So working over here, you sort of think there's nothing really coloured in or too heavy. So I'm gonna let's add one here. See, we can go behind those flowers. It just wants you to see the weight that we put into that. It just sometimes needs that little bit of something. Okay. So let's just, while we've got these swirls on the go, let's go in and add a couple of just little ones in there. You see, nothing major. I'm not going to do loads. Just a couple in there. You see, I've got one space here that I've not really done anything in. That's absolutely fine. I'm not going to do anything in there. Just going to leave it. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's have a look then. I'm going to put pens down. I'm going to come in with pencil. Now, what we could do actually, I mean, being that we've done ships today. Wow. See if you're brave enough, because this is very sort of octagony, not octagon, octopusy like, isn't it? So let's have a look. Let's put in that sort of shape that we had. So it was a little bit like that kind of thing, wasn't it? With a little bit of a bow there. There we go. Let's just fill that shape in and have a bit of a mast. See, we're all artists now, aren't we? And let's have a bit of a sail. There we go, just filling that in. I might go a little bit wider with that sail. A little bit of a flag there. Okay. And then I'm just going to turn it to its side a little bit, because what I'm wanting to do is add a little bit of water to that. There we go. And you don't have to do this. This could be a gem. It could be, a little bit of a... Oh, hang on a second. No, I did say, didn't I, about horizons? It could just be shaded in easily enough. Let's add a little bit of sort of background in there. There we go. Alright, so maybe in the background, add a little bit of a setting sun. Let's have a little bit of that tiny little lighthouse, little bobble with a triangle on the bottom. There we go. Let's have a look at that. Alright, here we go. A little bit. Oh, that's it. There we go. Look, little ship on there. That's it. So, okay, right. Pencil then. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is, let's start in the middle, is I'm just going to add a little bit, just sort of in the water there, just underneath the boat, and then a little bit around that sun, or moon, whichever you want to call it, you see? Okay. So, again, I'm going to go in quite heavy around the outside of that little shape there. Remember, that's where we started not so long ago, and it was a blank tile, and we just put that little bubble in. Okay, so next bit then, of course, these little sections, let's go a bit larger so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to add some pencil either side, so I'm not touching the middle at all, just going in either side. See, those of you that tangle a lot now know what's coming down the centre there, so we don't want to be filling it with the pencil, do we? You see, when you remember I actually had drawn something in there, it doesn't matter anymore, does it? It's sort of gone. Okay, so this bit here where I've got the pink, again, I'm just going to add a little bit there. You see, going around, and in each of those sections, just adding some pencil. See, I'm not pressing on too much there, because I'm working with a super smooth tile. I know that the graphite's not going to travel as far as the cartridge paper tiles. So that's okay, I'm aware of that, that's fine. So you just go in a little bit lighter. See, even over that flower there. Okay, so let's have a look where we're at. Yeah, this would be nice, Christmassy one, wouldn't it? Yeah. Do you see where I'm at so far? Okay, so where you've got your crossovers, I'm just going to add a little bit. See where it's crossed there? So I'm going to sort of hunt down each one and just add a little bit either side. You see, today I'm actually going to do all the pencil first, and then we'll do all the tortillon. So I'm making you wait for this one. Hopefully it'll work out. I'm sure it'll be fine. You know what? But who's to know what it was going to look like anyway? So if it doesn't matter. Okay. So see where I've got my flower here? I'm going to add a little bit of pencil to the base and a little bit to the top. See? Oh, two little dogs downstairs. If you can hear it barking, that one's Seth. He barks for his tea. Benji doesn't. He just tries to help you put it out because he can reach the surface. So yeah, if you hear anybody say no, it's because that's what he's doing. He's trying to help John put tea out. There we go. Alright, so, okay, another flower here. See where I've got this sort of centre? I'm just going to add a touch there. Oh, no, I know. You know, and I did draw this, you know, so I do have a plan. But you know, maybe it's a little bit different to what it was, but I love that about it. I don't stick to a plan religiously. It does evolve, and it depends on, you know, on things and where it goes. Sometimes it works out better. Sometimes you think, oh, I wish I'd have done the other one. Alright, so here we go. So looking at these sections here, I'm just going to come in and put that familiar little smirk on one side of it. There we go. So just a little bit. And, you know, I can turn my tile and I can put the smirk. I'm doing it in the same place, you see. You don't have to worry about where the light or the dark's coming from or whatever. It's just about you. Oh, see where that one's underneath? I'm actually going to put some on so it looks like it's underneath there, see? But for this, I'm not going to... There you go, a little bit under there, see? I'm not going to worry about where the light's coming from. Okay, all right. Shall we do a bit of shading? Whew, all right then. Okay, tortillon. And let's start in the middle. And I'm going to ever so lightly just swirl around, whether it's the sun or the moon. Just swirl around. I'm just going to soften that edge. See how that sort of stood out now? And then I'm just going to do the same on there. Just ever so gently. I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. I'm just sort of softening those edges. And then just going to work again around the outside of that shape. And I'm just going in very, very gentle swirls. Just to sort of soften the edge. I'm not trying to get it to travel any distance. I just want it to soften out a little bit. And then here we go for these sections. Just again, go from where you've got the darker bit. Let's go in a little bit so you can see there. Look, dark bit. I'm just going to pull it out. See, it's almost dragging it across the page. Okay, just to sort of soften that edge. There, a bit of a swirl. So dragging it out, just a little swirl to sort of finish it there. And do that on all the sections. So I'm not worried about what's going on the tiles now, on the other side. I'm just going to work that. See here with the flower, I'm just going to work it in towards the centre. And then from the outside in towards the centre. So it's about just leaving that gap and that little highlight there. I'll come back and do that other flower in a minute. I'm just going to keep working around the centre. It's just that it was there. So there we are. Making it through. So we got plans for this weekend, have we? We're all doing anything crazy? We're all back in, aren't we, really? So I think I'll be in the office tomorrow sorting out dispatch notes and things, although I can't dispatch any on Monday because you have to ring Hermes the day before to book it. So being that I was at the office today, so I'm hoping to get all of it done and packed so it can leave my place on Tuesday. You see again, look, I've gone either side, left that bit of a highlight there. Let's do this flower while we're at it. Bit of a curve there, look, and in we go with those, just softening those edges up a little bit. See, it's amazing, isn't it, what this little piece of paper does when really it's just a piece of paper. It's remarkable. They're not expensive at all, so it's just not worth not having one. Okay. Oh, War of the Worlds. Which one, Julie? The original? Or? Do you know, I used to teach people to play keyboard and the organ and things like that. And War of the Worlds was one of the pieces that I used to play quite a lot. I actually played it for a concert once. I used to teach for Yamaha. Yeah, there we go. You see what I'm doing now? I'm actually going around with these shapes and I'm just softening them up. You're following the curve. You see, follow the curve. So I'm not trying to completely cover everything. It's just about softening those edges. And I'm not really pressing on. Just taking it easy. See a little bit there on the inside. See how that now looks like it's underneath? Here we go. A little bit here looks so. Follow the curve. It's always sort of on the go, and you always want to sort of try and work it around with the. Oh, brilliant, Julie! Yeah. I just want to work it around with the shape, so I'm not, making it look awkward in any way. It's fitting in. There we go. Almost done, huh? Okay, so just finishing those off. A few more here to do. I think we have to go back, and there's a little bit of something I've not put pencil on that we'll address. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera there. I was in my own space then, my own little zone. Okay. So, okay, you can see here that I've got this space. So I'm going to come back in with my pencil and I'm just going to add pencil in that bottom section there. And again, tortillon. Just soften the edge up, okay? Oh, hang on a second, missed that little bit there. Alright, oh. Just another one. Okay, so I'm just going to enlarge that a little bit. Oh, that's a good question, Lynn. Yeah, I just so happen to have a bit of sandpaper here. Look at that. Oh, well, that's good. So what I tend to do is I hold the tortillon. I mean, I'm left-handed, so I'm holding the tortillon in my right hand, and I take my sandpaper and I actually go from about, I don't know, about here down to an angle, so towards the tip. So what you're trying to do is actually point it, or keep that point on the edge there. Oh, yeah, on the edge there. Okay, so let's just enlarge that a little bit because I want to sort of really go into this bit here. See, I'm just going to finish that bit there. There we go. Now these bits in the middle, so here we go. I'm just going to soften the edge, but I'm still, even though it's small, I've still got a bit of a highlight in the middle there. Oh, I'm so glad that you've joined that, dear. It's lovely. I think this group is a brilliant group because everybody's so supportive. You know, people are really positive, and if somebody needs a hand or a little bit of support, you're there to help them. And I think that's brilliant. There's nobody judges anybody. We're all just supportive people that just, you know, have a bit of a common hobby, really. It's just lovely. So you know, it's an actual honour that you know, you come back and you watch me, and you know, you're part of it. It's great. Okay, so you can see there where I've done that. So now I'm going to come in with my white pencil. This is sort of that lovely chalky pencil. I mean, yeah, you can feel the chalk on it. So first thing I'm going to do is just add a touch of it over my little sun or moon, whichever you want to call it there. Doesn't really matter because there's no colour. And then a zigzag just down the water's edge there, you see? And then come into these, I'm just going to add a line straight down the centre. So I'm not going to smooth it off, I'm only just going down once, leaving it. See, once and leaving it. Just turning it as I'm going, once and leaving it. You see, you wouldn't be able to do that with a regular pencil. It just wouldn't go over the top of the black. So you do need the chalk base, the pastel one. Okay, so that's that. Let's have a look at how that is for a minute. Okay. All right. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful there. It's great. Okay, carrying on though. Still with the white pencil. Let's go in and you see where we've got these little smirks. I'm just going to go in and just add a touch of white, just sort of over the top. You see, let's go a little bit small so you can see there. Just sort of adding a little bit in. And again, I'm not gonna sand this off. I'm not gonna use my torch and blend it out. Just adding those highlights in. It's just, oh, it's really sweet, isn't it? I love this one. It's sometimes, you know, it's just nice to have something that evolves. And as I say, I've had a long day today. It was just nice to do it. I still wanted to do it. All right, so looking at our flowers, you see where we actually had this little highlight here. We could leave it, but if I go in, look, and add a touch of that chalk there. Okay, let's do it with these ones too. Just where you can, you know. It's no sort of big deal if you can't. Just, you know, if you find that you can't and you still want a bit of highlight, then go in and darken up the pencil. And that'll make the difference too. Let's have a look if we got it all done there. And yeah, I would. If you're going to put it into a journal or something, I actually just use regular hairspray and just spray the whole thing. You can use spray and shine, and that'll totally cover it, so you don't actually, well, you can't draw over it then. But with hairspray, you could actually go in and put another layer in if you wanted to. I think as well, you know, these little flowers that we did. I'm going to come in with my white pen. Oh, so brilliant. Yeah, can't knock that. Southern Comfort. Okay, I'm just going to come in. You know where we did the little bubble first? I'm just going to add some white to those bubbles. Let's work our way around the tile. A little bit there. Okay, just sort of pulling that out a little bit. See, we've got a few here. And yes, Julie, you could put zingers in if you want. And one there, see? Okay, almost. Now be careful when you're using your gel pen, of course, because if it's wet when you put your arm across it, you're going to smudge it, and we don't want that, do we? Okay, let's have a look where we're at. Yeah. Oh, there's no worries, Anna. I used to use it when I was at college. It's a cheap form of fixative. So yeah, okay. Almost done. Looking at it now, I'm going to use just my purple pen. And you see the centre section here, I just want to highlight that, I just want to bring it out. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to redefine that edge with my pen. Because we've used a lot of pencil and we've used chalks and things, It's just nice to bring it back to life a little bit, isn't it? Okay. And then again, I think just, you know, just around these, I'm just going to come back in. And I'm not going to follow the whole shape. I'm just going to do a little bit of it. You see? And this is where, I always say it, this is where the difference is, isn't it? Where you have a look at a book and you see all the different patterns, or you look on social media and things and you see the patterns and you do them, but they don't show you how to shade them, and they don't show you how to do these extra bits and pieces, and I think that's really important. So you see there, look, I've actually spotted one that I didn't soften out with my tortilla. There we go. And here we go, working into this one. You see, I'm just sort of following over, and I'm just sort of petering off. I'm just easing off with my pencil a little bit, or my pen rather. So I'm going in, and then I'm almost doing it so I'm coming pressure off, slightly off the page, and then off it comes. Okay. Oh, thank you, everybody. It's nice to know that I'm appreciated. I mean, I don't mind. I love doing this anyway. It's what I would be doing if I wasn't here tangling with you. I'd be tangling. So, okay, let's have a look at that. All right. So, I think at that point, it's a nice place to stop. I think there's enough of that extra colour on there to not have to sort of, you know, it's not overpowered. I've not coloured in the flowers because, again, I don't want you to sort of look and see the flowers immediately. I want you to work your way around the piece and explore and find different things. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to sort of end it today, but I am going to sign it. So here we go, there's the signature. So we're actually now, we've done tile 76, which really, when you think about that, it's, you know, there's what, 24 more before we get to 100. So that's actually 24 more is what, 12 weeks. So 12 more weeks and we reach 100. Are we carrying on? Are we, you know, are we going to carry on and do this for another 12 weeks? Yes, I think so. I have not put a time on, and I've not put a date on or a number. I just think it's really good to sort of get going, isn't it? So with that in mind, I'm going to leave it there. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy this one. And again, you know, let me have a look at it when you've done. Let me see what you've done on the different shapes. It would look great on a round tile, wouldn't it? See what you've done in the middle on those little sections. I hope you like the little ships. I think that's lovely. I love that. It's sweet, isn't it? So yeah, enjoy it. Have a lovely weekend. Go and have a glass of wine, or you know, your southern comfort, whatever it is that does your thing. But we're going to go and have a spot of something to eat now the dogs have, and yeah, all being well. Well, Miri will see you Monday, and I will see you again on next Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So have fun, and I'll see you soon. You take care, everybody. Bye.